Welcome back to Final Fantasy XII, Fuzzfinger here once again, and we're finally going to be getting to the Draklor Laboratory. It's felt like a very long journey, in fact it has been a long journey, so let's see what lies in store for us today. Stay tuned. Basically, we're going to be starting where we left off, which is outside this taxi here. This is what we discovered at the end of the last episode, that we can speak to this cab guide and basically choose to tell him you know where to go. This is the option we need to choose to advance the story, so we'll go ahead and select Let's Go. And without any further ado, all aboard. We're off to the Draklor Laboratory. Get a pretty cool shot there of the Imperial City.
Where to? Come, this way.
It's too quiet.
Passing strange. There are supposed to be guards here.
Maybe you were just lucky, huh?
Maybe you're just optimistic.
Something may be afoot. We proceed with caution.
No time for caution. Step to it. Sid's chambers are on the top level.
Right, so we get control back of our team at this particular point, and we're going to start by heading over, I think, to the left-hand side, and we'll see how we get on here. There are numerous chests and whatnot that we can pick up, and there's also doors that are closed and blocking our path. We can see there's also some soldiers on the floor. Oh, lovely, Balthier tells us. Doesn't look like we're going to be getting a warm welcome from this place then, does it really? I just want to make sure we're not going to miss out on the chests, which we can get. So I'll bring the map up and hopefully I'll be able to see roughly where we're going. So ultimately we want to head up to the north, since that's where the lift, which is going to take us to the next floor, will be. And I believe in this section there's actually some chests we can grab, but whether we can get there yet or not, I'm not totally sure. Let's speed things up. Doesn't look like it. Okay, we'll come back then later. For now, we'll just go to the lift, and there will be a button we need to push. Oh, come on. Slow down, slow down. That's better. I can't help but speed up, but it does make things more complicated. North lift terminal. So we can select different floors. We're going to go for 67th floor. Then we just need to be patient. Right, so immediately we're just going to start by heading over to the eastern side and up here, and then we should come to another door labelled CDB. Interesting, that's the initials of somebody.
These had visitors. One's lacking manners by the look of it.
Someone after the Nethicite?
The XII, was it? 6 years, and ever since you got back, this. What madness found you there?
Up above us! Drop bulkheads 5 and 8! Be to it!
They found us.
His earlier visitors, more like. We should lie low for now.
No, we'll use their confusion. We need to find Sid now.
Right, so Balthier picks up the lab access card for us, and we'll automatically collect the map for this area as well. Interestingly, at this point the mini-map becomes out of action, but the other maps are absolutely fine, so you shouldn't really need the mini-map anyhow. In this first room here there's a save crystal. And we can also chat to this researcher here. So we get told about the mechanics in this place. The bulkheads are red and blue, which are activated alternatively. So you can only have one colour bulkhead open at any one time. And we'll go ahead and save before moving on. Righty-ho, so once we're nicely saved up, we're going to head back out of this room and into the room that's parallel to us. This is 6703 East that we're heading into, so the rooms all have just numbered designations with East or West or whatever the case may be. And we're going to use the bulkhead controls in this room. This will open the blue bulkheads, which means by default the red bulkheads are closing now. And we're going to basically head back towards the lift area at this point. But we'll also have to deal with certain enemy spawns. And what's interesting now is that the enemies are going to constantly be spawning from this lift. So you could actually chain them if you wish to do so. And they will just keep spawning, which is fun. See if we can do a few more. Here they come. You only get 2 or 3 at a time, so it's a bit of a slow means of grinding, but you can get a nice chain going if you want to do so. Now, before we actually use the lift, there's actually one treasure we can go and grab, which is a fixed spawn treasure, I believe, and that's if we head into 6703 West and rechange the bulkheads. Slow down. Quick, see what I'm doing. See, there's no loot or some secret over there, but there isn't. So I saw the exclamation mark and I thought there might be something on the other side. So we're going to open the red bulkheads at this point. That's going to swap things around. You get a nice blue hue then, don't you? Head out the exit. And we are going to have to change these back in a moment. But not until we've collected the treasure. Which is just down to the south. And then through this next room here, 6711 West. And you can get up to 3 chests, one of which is a fixed spawn or one time only spawn, which I believe is the back one. The treasures that you generally get in this place, in the respawning chests, are moats. But we do get a claymore from this one. So now we're going to head back to the previous place where we just jiggled around with the bulkheads, and we'll swap it back so we can get to the lift. You might want to go back and just use the save crystal again if you've done any grinding on those spawning enemies, although I haven't, so I won't need to. And just all the way around, we will get the enemies again before we get there, I should think. Oh no, we didn't. And we're going to change it to 68 this time. Right, so on this next floor, which is 68F as it's called in game, our goal is to head to the lift on the other side, which is just to the south of this area. So really just underneath on the map from this location. There's also a couple of chests we might want to grab. And it sounds like we're getting some enemy spawns as well. To speed things up. And the chains will continue to build up, which is nice. So we're going to start by heading to the east here. Wow, lots of enemies to chain there. And we're going to head into 6803. We're going to change these over to blue. Then we're going to head back out. So you do need to do it really in this specific order. Got a 36 chain already. You can get mastiff spawning as well, which will unfortunately break your chain. But try and avoid them if you can. Right then, so. Checking there's no treasures or anything we can nab from in here. Doesn't look like it. Oh, thanks Dave for the subscription. So sadly our chains has been broken. I forgot about these rats. But not to worry, we'll build it back up again. So yeah, you don't actually need to come in this room anyway. So if you're watching, don't do that because you'll break your chain, as I just did. Just going to slow things down a bit, even though I'll probably speed up again when the enemies come after us. We want to head into the small room with the bulkhead controls. It's just on the other side here. And we're going to switch the bulkheads back. Now that we're on this side, we can do so. And we're going to head all the way down here. And we're looking for room, I think it's 6811. Just check it's not this one. No, that's 6813. That's a nothing. $68.01, not that one. Okay, so it's going to be this one just down here. The last one we were going to check, of course. And once again, we're going to switch the bulkheads. And we're going to go through here. And from here we're just going to head up north actually. And then if we go down here we'll enter the room with the lift. And just be aware that you are of course going to be getting these spawns. And I'm surprised we haven't had any right at this particular moment. Anyway, Let's see if we can get to the bottom first. And we're going to choose 70F. And fortunately, we'll get a save crystal in a moment.
My apologies. You bear not the stench of Sid's lackeys.
And you are our earlier visitor.
Yes, a valuable man, one I'd sooner not lose. Yet he knows too much.
Okay, so heading north triggers the next sequence of events, but before we do that, we're going to just basically head around here and into this room where there's an item we can grab, and it's a fixed spawn chest, which means it will only appear once. But it should have an item in. It's one of these. Gill toss, there we go, a technique. And the reverse mote from the respawning chest. And we're going to basically now head to the save point to save, and then we're going to kick off the next scene, which will lead to a boss fight. So we'll get ready for that as well. In order to prepare for this fight, you need to disable any black magics from your gambits, because the boss likes to cast Reflect.
Sid, you know Day-affected Nethicite brought down the Leviathan. How can you persist in this folly?
And you've come here to stop me. I'd fain see you try.
Consider your bones, old man. You're outmatched.
Pirate scum of the skies. What brings you here?
Treasure. What else would a pirate want? We'll take the Dusk Shard.
You've come all this way for that trinket. I thought you were above this. What's that? The Princess of Dalmasca come to visit. She's not entirely without merit. A test of sorts for our princess?
You're a babbling fool.
A trial for a Shelia Banargin Dalmasca!
You lust for the stone's power, do you not?
Lend him not your ears, milady. He means to use you.
Manufactured nethicite, like Bergen.
How could you do this? How could you fall this far?
Okay, so Dr. Sid, who seems to be a little bit nutty, spawns with some ads that we need to kill as quickly as possible. So we're going to go ahead and start targeting them. I've set my gambits up so that my allies will follow suit. And once we've killed the ads, then we can concentrate on Dr. Sid himself. So there goes the first,
Always
which kicks off the
hiding
scene.
behind your toys. Pity if anything were to happen to them.
By the way, is it me or does Dr. Sid kind of sound like he's got the same voice actor as Balthea? I noticed in the last cutscene. Doing a different voice, certainly, but I reckon it could be the same guy. Next one down. So we'll focus on Vuxi next. Once you've got all the ads down, the boss himself is very, very simple. And finally, we've got Rook D. If you struggle with these initial ads, by the way, you might want to start off by unleashing a quickening chain. Just make sure you do target one of the ads, not Dr. Sid himself, if you're going to do that. Oh, we're getting a trophy for some reason. I want to grab the Hastegar motor, which can actually, by the way, if you grab it immediately, it's a fixed spawn, be a helpful buff to cast on this boss. But now I'm just going to start hitting Dr. Sid himself. See if he's got anything to steal that's pretty exciting or not. I don't think Bash can steal. Nope. Oh, we get a knot of rust. How marvellous.
It pains me to inform you that your time here is over. The curtain falls.
So this attack can do about 1,000 points of damage to the party. So be prepared to heal after it. Wow, that's epic. Speed things up a touch. He's going down. And that's it. And we get another trophy. 2 in as many minutes.
Vana, you shouldn't have.
This creature. So this is your Vana.
A Shelia Benargan Dalmasca. Just how far will you go for power? Does your lust for Nethicite consume you? Am I right? I am, aren't I? A worthy daughter of the Dynast King. You would do well to go to Girovegan. Who knows? You may receive a new stone for your trouble.
Your words mean nothing to me!
The reins of history back in the hands of man. I do make for Girovegan. Give chase if you dare it.
Hate it when he does that.
Mayhaps you think me remiss, the Lady Ash of Dalmasca? The Sky Pirate Rethus, at your employ.
The Imperial Senate, powerless to resist House Solidor's brutal purge, was dissolved. Vayne Solidor reigned supreme over the Empire. Though this upheaval shook the Imperial Bastion to its foundation, these developments were, to say the least, welcomed by her military. The authoritarian rule of the judges, in tandem with the impending threat of Rosarian invasion, served to foster camaraderie among its ranks. For our part, the Resistance mustered strength in the border skies, making ready for the task ahead. A war to decide the doom of Ivalice would soon be upon us.
Squads Flametongue and Ogrenex are away. All ships reporting in. They're breaking to begin ship-to-ship maneuvers against us.
All hands full ahead flank.
We shall make ready to repel their attacks.
Counter-air. Track them as though they were the enemy.
Counter-air, to your stations.
A dispatch from Naldoa Command, Excellency. The Sky Pirate has left Arcadian airspace. He makes for Balfonheim with the Lady Ash and her party.
It is good to know the lady still lives. But what of our bid for the stone?
With the stone or without, our resistance should prove an even match for the Imperial army. These weeks of training have honed our edge.
I pray 'tis sharp enough.
They choose to supply the resistance, yet raise not a sword in aid. What city could do this?
A city of men without countries, pirates of the sea and of the sky. Few are they who would fain lay down their lives for a friend, let alone a king.
The Marquis. He is set on war?
The time approaches when he must make his position vis-a-vis the Empire clear. When he helped you off the Leviathan, he spited the judges full sore. He cannot sit in idleness and expect to avoid a reckoning. The Marquis shares my distaste for war. Yet, if it comes to it, he will show no quarter.
For the time being, we will continue to train the Resistance army. Enough power on our side, and even Vayne may see the appeal of the treaty table.
Yet Vayne holds the Nethicite. What makes you think he would treat when he holds such power? Power enough to sink the Leviathan.
All the more reason for me to support your infiltration of the capital. You said it yourself. The Nethicite is a powerful weapon. I would have you acquire it for me.
I have not said I would give you the Midlight Shard.
If there is no stone, I would have to look elsewhere for aid.
Then you would ally with Rosaria.
As I must. Failure's not an option.
It's just what Vayne wants. He lures the Rosarians and the Resistance to the field, then crushes both with the Nethicite.
I think not. Cid has a stone. We grab it and smash it to pieces with the Sword of Kings. Vayne will be left holding nary a thing. Time is short. We follow Cid. He's heading towards Giruvegan.
Giruvegan.
It is told of in a song of my people. On the farthest shores of the River of Time, shrouded deep in the roiling mist, the Holy Land sleeps, Giruvegan. Who knows the paths, the way to its doors?
Then you seek the Yogg Defour. Deep within the jungle of Golmore, there is a corner of the Feywood where a mist storm surges and seethes.
And that's it. Let's go.
Right.
Not coming with us? Forget your precious Nethicite already?
Cid's words rang hollow to me. I will follow another course.
Ah, another lead then, is it? You're well informed.
I could well say the same to you, pirate.
Hurry it up, or we'll leave without you.
Ah, Vaughn. I've had some of my men check on this Feywood. Best ask what they've found.
Okay. Thanks for the help, brothers.
Fly first, ask questions later. Your apprentice is more pirate than you.
I don't have an apprentice.
Princess Ash, I would hear your heart. If Dr. Cid has spoke the truth, you may well be rewarded with more Nethicite in Giruvegan. Tell me, do you still desire the stone?
I desire its power. I want, yet I also fear. I must protect Dalmasca. I can't afford to fear anything.
Do not forget Nabodis. That is my only counsel for you.
And finally, after all those cutscenes, we are introduced to the port at Balfonheim. And we get a bit of information now. This is Raz. Not bad at all. He measures up quite nicely. This one means no harm to Lord Redass. Measure? You barely measure up to his waist, and that's counting the parrot. Your concerns duly noted. I, for one, plan on following Lord Redass's orders. Do as you please, but know that no good will come of this. I've got to send a text message as well while doing this. I apologise. Pay her no mind. Now, where was I? Yes, south of the vast Golmore jungle in Kirwan, there lies a place known as the Feywood. Well, now we know where we're going, to the Golmore jungle, in order to get to the Feywood. The mist there is far denser than most, and even should you make it through that, there's no guarantee you'll make it past what lies beyond. Aye, he speaks of the hidden trial of the Feywood, which must be passed to open the gate to the holy land of Giruvegan. Right, and we get control once more. And first thing I'm going to do, before we do any shopping or anything, is head over and locate the save crystal. And I'll show you where that is before we finish off today. Just up here, in fact, in this final area. And there's your save crystal. So folks, I think we'll finish off here. That seems like a good place to stop. I hope you've enjoyed watching today. If you have, don't forget to hit the like button and come back soon and we'll carry on with more Final Fantasy XII. We've actually got a lot of optional content to get underway now because quite a bit of that has become unlocked at this particular point in the game. And the next section, or from the next section, there is definitely a difficulty increase in the enemies we're going to be facing. So it's a good idea to get some of that optional content done now, sooner rather than later. So thanks for dropping by and I'll see you soon. Cheers all, take care.